The ocean is a vast and majestic part of the world. To date, we have only discovered 20%, 10%, 5, 0.69420, don't laugh, percent of the ocean. As you can imagine, with such a terrible job we're doing of discovering our Earth, lots of things go unnoticed. A lot of creatures were thought extinct, but rarely does any of them have proof for that. Sure, a T-Rex has bones underground, but for some reason, people forget where humans end up after they die. Humans aren't extinct, are they? And where are most people today? Underground. Who knows? Maybe the greatest fish in the world still exists to this day. A fish so large, so ferocious, so vindictive, so angry, so buff, so hot, so remarkably well adapted to life in the Mariana Trench, still roams our waters. But who is that fish? Who is this majestic creature? No other than the Megalodon. But first, a scientific lecture. The Megalodon is a fascinating creature, resembling a great white shark, more commonly known as Crocodicodon cracarius, or even more commonly known as Crocodicodon cracarius, even more commonly known as Steve. But you see, Steve was not the only animal that resembles the Megalodon. There's also Greg, also known as rhinestones on a fishes, also known as whale skank. With the undeniable info that I found researching shark tales, I have concluded, using the power of fishology, that the Megalodon is real. But not only is he real, he also existed. But not only did he exist, he also lived. But it wasn't a very happy life. Oh no. People assumed that he was quite the charmer. But no, old Megaluga was not very good at the art of the sex. Having grown to his enormous size, his pee-pee was not grown proportionally. What, you don't believe me? Let me use science! But first, another lecture. Humans small, but my pee-pee large. Gorilla large, but his pee-pee small. The bigger the creature, the smaller the pee-pee. I have found that when an animal forces their metachlorians on growing big, his pee-pee grows smaller. So if you small, pee-pee large. If you big, pee-pee small. The Megalodon wasn't able to trick his ladies into the sex though, because pants weren't invented until the 1990s. This endless torment has led the Megalodon to commit suicide. The last living Megalodon was about to pass away to his own hand, pectoral fin. The Meg had some sick pecs though, gotta say. His great mind came up with an ingenious idea. The Megols thought, hey, I'ma jump off a roof. That always works in movies. After the Megalodon swam up the side of the building, yes, they had buildings and no pants. Don't blame me, blame the scientists. He jumped. Next, he thought of hanging himself. That always worked in video games, he thought. So he tied the noose to a branch. Yes, they had trees underwater. They were nifty farmers. He jumped off the stool. Finally, he had enough. This life of torment was too much to take by one man, even one as great as the Megalodon. He decided to shoot himself. That always worked in the graphic novels. Megaloid was quite the nerd, wasn't he? So he took his father's pistol and went for it. Having failed to attempt death, the Megalodon cigarettes decided that a perfect life for him now would be to go to the Mariana Trench and spend the rest of his days in isolation. But not before grabbing a quick snack.
Another lecture.
You see, oil companies had a great deal done with the megalodons in ancient times. What do you mean oil companies didn't exist before humans did? How else were cars fueled, you dum-dums? Huh? Answer that, you uncultured excuses for humanity. I swear, the day I meet Sky Daddy, I have a few questions to make sure he answers. Regardless, Megoman and his favorite oil company, Cheesecake, would meet up by the schoolyard to discuss the next buffet they were gonna host. Megalodons loved oil because the lead in it kept their skin all shiny and sleek.
We won't be able to do an dispensary of oil for you and your family, Megam Shark.
Why not?
De gomme plus restriction on our oil tanker, no we are forced to produce, premium and dead.
No.
Yeah, CM licté donc car for nature, teus greedy fuck.
Having lost his only reason to live, that yummy leaded oil that he prized so much, he found that his time in the open ocean is over, and left to the Mariana Trench to weep endlessly. Many years have passed, and the Megalodon is alive, and has been sighted many times, but the government hides this proof. But I am done being quiet. So yesterday I paid a deep web hacker, who is also me, to hack the Interpol servers. All of them.
Okay, sir, just wait a moment, sir. Just wait a moment.
And hidden under the file, definitely not a Megalodon. Do not look here. Keep going about your business, especially if you're a deep web hacker who is also handsome and has a very big bean. It's me. I found this photograph. This is proof the government is working with the mega big boys to hunt down tax evaders. Do you really think McAfee died of a heart attack? This makes total sense. The government is taking all our shit and converting it to unleaded oil as a form of payment. And the mega big boy is trading his services for nourishment. By God, I have discovered it. Megalodons are forever in servitude to the US Donald Trump, Obama, Bill Gates government. This makes sure that we pay our taxes. That's it. I'm going to make sure that this goes out. We need the truth. Stay tuned to the next video that will specify what a Megalodobo is and how the government is in charge of our bowel movements. This has been Professor Man, the truthiest of professors.